spiritual home of rallying. The Grand Prix on gravel, the Rally of 1,000 Lakes. Call it what you like. Round 8 of the World Rally Championship is undoubtedly one of the most spectacular challenges in world motorsport. The undulating forest roads of central Finland have always inspired and terrified the planet's finest drivers.
It's one of the most enjoyable rally to drive as well. There's so many jumps and long sections where it's going flat out all the time. That it's really a big challenge for everybody.
Some jumps are okay, and some jumps you just see the sky and you just praying get down as soon as possible and stay on the road.
They're very difficult, very challenging stages. There's so many places to get it wrong that's one of the reasons why it puts fear into people like me.
Well, since its inception, the event has been traditionally dominated by Scandinavians, with the Finns particularly proud of their fine home record. For the first time in 5 years, though, Suomi's superstars Hirvonen and Latvala take on their home event, driving for different teams. The fight in the forest set to become even more intense.
We are in a different team. We can fight more against each other. We try to avoid fighting when we are in the same team. Of course we are following each other times, but not to make too big fight between each other. So in that sense we can probably fight more.
The fights we had so far, it's been really nice. Kind of a different feeling to fight in a different team. It's now we have a different car, so some things are a little bit different. So I'm sure we're going to have a big fight here.
Well, they might not have it all their own way, though, because twice in the past 4 years, Citroen's Sebastian Loeb has had the temerity to win on the Finns' home turf, the only non-Scandinavian to claim victory here on more than one occasion. For an 8-time world champion, still a great achievement.
It already felt good when I won it for the first time, because that was really a goal to try to win one time in Finland. Last year it was another opportunity, so I took it and I won again, but we'll see. It's a rally where I know I'm competitive, but it's really tricky.
Well, twice I crashed, so I'm sure without that, he wouldn't win this rally. So let's try to, set the record straight this year.
Well, a spectacular third Finnish victory would be a devastating blow for Loeb's rivals. The Frenchman already holds a 38-point lead in the driver's standings. The first win in Citroen's colours for Hirvonen, though, would get him right back in the title chase. And after 3 consecutive 1-2 finishes for the French team in the Manufacturers' Championship, the onus very much on Ford to fight back. They currently trail by 93 points. As ever in Finland, though, there are a number of local privateers competing. Matti Rantanen has starred in recent years in Finland. He, like the returning Jari Ketama, driving Ford Fiestas. As his 8-time Finnish champion, and Marcus Gronholm's cousin Sebastian Lindholm, who experiences the new era of WRC cars for the first time. Mini privateer Rico Taco makes it 6 local drivers in the top category. American stunt driving superstar Ken Block, meanwhile, is back for his 3rd event of the year. Ken's good mate Chris Atkinson, who gets behind the wheel of Nasser's DS3, while the Qatari driver was busy claiming a bronze medal at the London Olympics.
He's a multi-talented man. That's pretty cool. A bronze in the Olympics, and obviously last time we were here we were 3rd, so we were in that bronze position as well, but it's tough to come back after 4 years away from this place. The speeds are so high and the stage is so unique that it takes some time to get up to speed.
Well, the SDR Rally Finland, based in the university town of Jyväskylä, with 303 kilometres lying ahead. The town a mecca for rally fans, with massive numbers expected to flood into the area, alongside the picturesque Päunan Lake, and right in the heart of the country's famous lakeland. It's a breathtaking backdrop for the Speed Fest ahead. Well, the 4.5-kilometre Ruhimäki stage would decide the potentially critical road position on the opening day. And Julian, this is where the qualifying stage.
That's it, Ruhimäki littered with jumps, but Thierry Neuville didn't even get to one of those jumps before he made a very early mistake in his Finland World Rally Car debut.
Well, if that's the only mistake he makes, he'll be very pleased with that. A little off for Neuville, but nothing too dangerous, nothing too much of an issue for him.
That was it. The issue was it rained just before and made it awfully slippy in there. But unfortunately for those Finns you were talking about, Colin, this man here came in and just took it away.
He did. Let's hear what he had to say. Let's hear what he did in terms of the pick.
Obviously, first pick for him. Where was he going? It was a real tricky one, I thought, this one.
Well, Sebastian Loeb going right in the middle, Julian. 10th on the road.
If it's raining, it's better to be first on the road. If it's dry, it's better to be behind. So we chose in the middle because we expect some rain at some moments, but not always. So it was not easy to choose. And finally, everybody is doing nearly the same. So I chose 10.
Well, Loeb hoping for dry weather then, but if it does rain before the opening stages, then local expert Sebastian Lindholm could find himself with an advantage as the first car on the road. His compatriots Taco, Rantanen and Ketema also, interestingly, opting to run early. The other works drivers, meanwhile, choose to follow Loeb's lead with Latvala, Hirvonen and Solberg all running immediately behind the world champion. Chris Atkinson, the last of the WRC runners. Well, for the third time run, as a primarily two-day sprint event, there are, first of all, 3 stages on Thursday evening, close to Lahti. An early taste of action for the excitable Finnish crowds to savour then. Kukkuma is up first. And just under 30 kilometres to come then on this opening evening. And a fascinating fight in prospect between the world's finest rally drivers in the greatest arena of them all. First up, Jules Ken Block, first time for him in Finland. That's a surprise for me. And a surprise for him as well.
A big surprise for him, his first stage of the evening, and he was so lucky to get away with it. He just runs wide up the fair play. Some of his stunt driving skills, I think, coming into it there.
Impressive how he kept the power on, kept going, pulled it out of that ditch.
That's it, and Jari Matti here, someone who wouldn't want to repeat that kind of mistake. I tell you what, big event for the Finns. It's like a must-do that they have to win here.
He absolutely cannot repeat that kind of mistake. He can't make any mistakes this weekend. He has to do his best to win this one for himself and for Ford.
I wasn't confident enough in the middle of the stage. I just wanted to feel the grip, and it took too long time to get the relaxed feeling. That's why I lost time.
Well, let's see how his teammate can get on. Obviously, not good for him. Another man who's been impressive this year, first time here, is Thierry Neuville.
Shown some amazing pace in his debut year in a World Rally car. Set some great stage times. Wonderful splits as well. He's had a few little pings along the way though, Jules, but full of confidence ahead of this one after that little off in qualifying.
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, well, not so bad. Yeah.
Jules, this is Chris Atkinson back in the World Rally Championship. We saw him in Mexico. First time we've seen him in a DS3 though.
Well, that's it. Obviously, a Ford Fiesta World Rally Car Mexico in for one rally, replacing replacing Nasser from Qatar. That's it, whilst at the Olympics. And Chris, obviously, it's difficult to come into any event, particularly one here. Just look at this beautiful road here. Sebastian Loeb on his way through.
He was absolutely fabulous on the first evening, Julian, particularly stage 3. It was an amazing time through there. The amazing thing was watching the other drivers' faces when they realised just how quick Loeb was.
It was a phenomenal performance. A low sun there. No one really complained about that. It was all about how amazing Loeb had been.
Very relaxed before the stage, Sebastian Loeb, saying he wasn't going to push necessarily for the win here. He said the same thing last year, though, and went on and won from first on the road on every single stage.
Well, that's it. I think it's all to do with the rhythm and the feeling.
I couldn't go faster than this one for sure. It was a very good stage. Flat out everywhere. Really on the limit. The notes were good, the car too. So no mistake at all. Big push. So I'm happy with the stage I've done.
Well, that was stage 3 of the rally for Sebastian Loeb. The perfect stage for him. Chasing him down in that stage was his teammate, Mikko Hirvonen. Hirvonen seemingly relaxed, Jules, but losing time through the first evening to Sebastian Loeb.
That was it. Well, Mikko was actually losing time to Latvala as well, which we were just a bit surprised about. You and me were commenting on it, and we thought he has to get on with it. But maybe he's made a couple of mistakes in the past early on in Finland, and I think that was maybe playing on his mind. There's too much to lose this weekend for him.
And you know what? Those first 3 stages down towards Lahti, 200 kilometres from Jyväskylä, and the stages around Jyväskylä were the stages that obviously Mikko Hirvonen knew better. I think he knew his chance was going to come on the first full day proper.
That was it. Well, there was a couple of scares along the way for Mikko in there. A couple of times he was in the ditch. Mads Osberg was massively impressive as well.
Very, very quick. Osberg was quick. Neville was quick. Our youngsters did themselves proud on the first evening.
But it did. I mean, Mads was second fastest, I think it was, in the third stage of the day. I mean, going really, really well.
It's the return of the Academy. Ooh, that's a huge one.
That's enthusiasm, isn't it?
Well, we can say that because he got away injuries to driver or co-driver. Let's look again, Jules, from the onboard. Just going slightly wide, and that's the result.
But it's the speed you carry, but Fredrik Olin and his co-driver were fine, even though the car wasn't. But a huge accident just shows how quickly it can go wrong. Plenty of spectators to try and get it back on its wheels, but there was one in the field. It wasn't going anywhere.
Well, as we reach the end of Thursday's action, then Loeb, with a stunning start, leaves him 7.3 seconds ahead. Hirvonen and Latvala locked together in joint second on identical times. As ever in Finland, it's very tight, just over 9 seconds separating the top 6 drivers. Well, the Neste Oil Rally Finland taking no time to bite, and bite hard in 2012. Up at the front, though, Hirvonen will hope to strike back for finish honour. We'll get back to the action in a few minutes. Welcome back then to the Neste Oil Rally Finland, where the first full day of action is about to get underway. And Friday's long route covers territory mainly to the west of the host town Jyväskylä. A packed day including 9 stages, 134 kilometres of flat-out forest stages. And first up this morning, Urja and Jukkojärvi. Here we go, we're in to Urja, Jules. Urja is known for that famous jump, isn't it? A huge jump in the middle of the stage.
There's a huge jump in the middle, and then Mikko Hirvonen made it probably more famous for his big crash. But here's the big jump. It's more a drop-off than a jump, more than anything. But tell you what, it's like a big compression. And then this down here is towards where Mikko had his moment. And there's further on into Jukkojärvi here. Jari-Matti pushing as hard as he can.
It should not be this way. We should be a little bit ahead of him. But at least it was not so big difference now. So, I don't know. But Loeb seems to be very, very strong. I'm very surprised how fast he's going at the moment.
Start to the morning that Jari-Matti Latvala was looking for. He was looking to reduce that gap, Julian. It moved the wrong way for him.
It did move the wrong way. And a man moving the other way was Mikko Hirvonen with co-driver Jarmo Lehtinen. They were starting to eat into that lead of Sebastian Loeb and put more pressure on the Fords.
Yeah, definitely these stages more to the liking of Mikko Hirvonen. He knows these stages far better than the stages on Thursday evening. And Hirvonen pushing on hard this morning.
Petter Solberg obviously pushing on hard as well. Novikov just running wide there. These odd little mistakes just creeping in. There's so much speed carried.
Just watch this. Pushing a little too hard here, I would say, Josie.
It drags you in now. Look at the speed.
Ooh, now that was their second big moment. They had a huge moment on the jump in Urja, and that roll was on the Jukkojärvi stage. And this was them heading back to servers.
You know what I liked about this was, let's not do Super Rally, let's get it back.
That is just unbelievable. Dearie me. They did get that car back, though. The boys worked very hard, Julian, to get it back in one piece, looking something like a World Rally car again.
It was a quite fast corner after the crest, and I remember it so quite well after the recce. And maybe the problem is that I knew it too well, and I tried to go too fast. It's a fast corner where you have to cut a bit, and I went into 6th gear there, too fast, put the car sideways, and it was maybe not enough, maybe half a meter at the exit of the corner. We touched the bank and rolled maybe 2 times, I don't know.
I think it was more than 2 times.
It was a big roll, and just half a metre wide, though, just shows it's a punishing rally when you make mistakes, Jules.
Well, it took the M Sport mechanics about 34 minutes to sort that out.
Yeah, good job from them. They got Evgeny back out for the second loop of stages, Mokipera and Palsankalla. So here we go into the Mokipera stage. It's a stage that Jari-Matti Latvala has had lots of problems on in the past, Julian.
That's it, and here's one of these. This is a section where Jari actually did have a problem on the straight. He retired there a couple of years ago. But it's such a technical stage because it's so fast with the bumps and the dips. This is Jari Kettemar heading towards us.
in the DMAC Shod Ford Fiesta. Doing a good job. A little bit of a misfire for Ketema this morning on that car, though, struggling to stay ahead of Rantanen he was battling with, wasn't
That's it, yeah. A man who's battling with Nouvelle is Oit Tanak. A beautiful lake there that we have.
Last time out in New Zealand battling with Tanak.
It didn't go very well, did it?
Did not go very well.
Now here's a man who wishes he was battling a little bit higher up, but just watch the speed and the commitment here.
As I say, Latval has actually had problems on this stage 4 times in the past, and you had a very big one 3 or 4 years ago.
But you watch that, Colin, and you wonder how he's not leading the rally. You wonder what it's like inside the car of Sebastian Loeb.
Fantastic commitment there from Jari-Matti Latval. Look at the crowds as well, Julian. It's always well supported here in Finland. It's a Friday. They've come out in vast numbers.
To ice hockey, I think it is. And a lot of Norwegians have come across the border to come and support their men. One of them being Petter Solberg.
Yeah, Solberg, 4th place at the moment. Josie's absolutely not out of it, but he needs to find a little more pace, as does Latvala. But Solberg had a great start.
I was going to say, he was buzzing on the Thursday night.
He was fizzing, Julian.
We were thinking, oh no, karma, he's a bit excited.
He needs a little more something, though, today to try and close down the Citroens in front of him. Oh, that was nearly a little moment there.
Yeah, just hitting the rock there for Thierry. He's been impressive, hasn't he? Considering it's his first time here in a World Rally Car, I've been really impressed with him. He's shown a lot of maturity.
But maturity with pace. He reminded me an awful lot of Sebastian Ogier's debut season. Is he going to find himself battling for a podium before the end of the year? I think there's a real chance.
Oh, I think there's definitely a chance for this man. He's got to topple this man here, though, hasn't he? First of all, Mr. Loeb. We're talking about Nouvelle. The likes of Herman and them are struggling to catch him. And here is Mikko on this narrow section. Look at the bumps and the dips.
Yeah, Finland is a combination of wide roads and narrow roads. Big roads and small roads, as the locals call them. And a good example of that there, Jules.
And straight, fast roads.
Straight, fast roads, jumps. It's got it all, hasn't it, Rally Finland?
The drivers keep saying at the end of stages that I eased off the throttle a little too early and I just couldn't get it back. And this is the reason why, because it's so quick. Everyone is virtually flat out and they can't make any big gains.
It's a double penalty when you brake too early, you ease off too early. It's finding that speed again, it's building that momentum again.
Yeah, like this one was more technical, so we lost a little bit of time now, but luckily most of the stages are really fast, so hopefully I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah, Mikko Harvinen really relishing this battle with Sebastian Loeb. Jules, the Lankama stage 8 we're into now, 23.6 kilometres, longest stage of the day.
That's it, the lead's now 6.2 after stage 7. Mikko's got to start and claw that back before the Frenchman gets away from him again.
Well, he's been winning a few stages, taking a bit of time out of Seb, but Seb responding nearly every time and taking that advantage back.
Well, what I kind of noticed today was when it was a bit more technical, Seb seemed to be able to maybe keep the car neater and tidier and win the stage. When it was a really fast, brave, massively quick stage, Mikko seemed to get him.
I have a problem with the rear diff since the stage before. I overheated it in the stage before. We lost all the oil, and now the handling of the car is really strange. It's like we are completely locked on the rear and the car is sliding everywhere. So happy to be at the end because I was not sure to finish the stage when we started, and so yeah, we lose a bit of time, but we are here and I think we can go to the service, so it's not so bad.
Well, you rarely hear Loeb talking about technical problems as stage ends, Jules, but Atco, as we mentioned earlier, back in this event. Had a podium here in the past.
Just look how quick it is.
Stefan Prevost calling the notes.
And just listen to those pace notes.
Now, he misheard a pace note, Jules.
Yeah, but just look how scary it is. It's just so scary.
It's terrifying.
Stephans are getting out.
He knew they were heading into the trees.
No one's fault but mine. I misheard a note and turned right on a crest instead of left. And so stupid.
Well, let's get you up to speed then. After what's been a relentless afternoon, Loeb still out front, but only 5 seconds after that small delay. Hervin in second, Latvala still in third. Solberg just under 18 seconds off the lead after stage 8.
I'm used to fight with the Finns here in Finland. I had a lot of good fights with Marcus, I always finish second. 2 times with Mikko I won, so now we are again in the fight. So yeah, it's nice to fight with the Finns here in Finland.
You know, I'm quite happy how the day has been, and for sure it's going to be a lot softer, and there's going to be a lot more rocks now when we do those stages the second time through. So, but we can't really be too careful, otherwise he's going to run away. So we just need to hope for the best, that we don't get any punctures, and everything works.
Sometimes I try to push too hard, then if I try too slowly, that's not good either. So I haven't had the rhythm on this rally, and I've been playing with the setups, and but the setup is now quite correct. So I just need to find a calm feeling for the driving.
Well, let's back out then for the final loop of 4 stages of the Friday of Rally Finland. Mokipera, Palselianki, and the 3rd stage was?
Lankamer.
Thank you. And then Kiilari was the final stage of the day. That was the little super special. Jules, out with the Fords, Jari-Matti Latvala. So it's not, is it Latvala?
Yes,
it is
yes.
Latvala,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Needs to find something in this final loop of stages to
Sisu.
try. Sisu's what he needs. Explain that, Jules.
Sisu is like the Finnish word for like courage, glory, bravery, what else you want to call it.
You were going to say curry there, Julian. It is the Finnish word for courage. You're quite right. This man's got all of those things for sure. Battling to chase down Sebastian Loeb in front of him. Hirvonen has been on form today. Keeps taking a bit out of Loeb. Loeb taking a bit back. Look at the commitment here.
But again, though, Colin, it's on those technical stages Loeb wins. The more braver the stages are, Mikko seems to win. Again, it happened this afternoon. But this afternoon, Mikko clawed Loeb back on the technical stuff.
Yeah, Mikko. 4 stages to challenge Loeb on that final day.
But just look at the speed down here. Look at this straight.
That's where Latvala went off 4 or 5 years ago. So here we go, Sebastian Loeb's lead. Off of Sebastian Loeb.
Now, Petter Solberg was obviously on form in stage 11. He wasn't. He's been there or thereabouts, but stage 11, he won that stage, Colin, getting his first proper forestry stage. Obviously won the Super Special as well yesterday, but kind of going in the right direction.
Well, encouraging news for Ford. It's been a tough day for them. Solberg actually setting the fastest time in this stage as a new stage record.
Yeah, stage record.
Well, very encouraging for Petter Solberg, winning that final stage proper of the day. But this is the man they've been chasing all day, Julian. Sebastian Loeb, another pretty faultless day from him, really.
It's all weekend, isn't it? I mean, he's just been absolutely fantastic. And people, I don't know, people just wonder how he can keep winning. He can keep the pace, he can keep the rhythm. If he's not so happy, he just backs off. When he's happy, he just gives it. Some of the boys that we've been speaking to have just said he has been unbelievable to see from the outside.
Full commitment from Sebastian Loeb. He might have told us before the rally he wasn't pushing for the win here, but Loeb wants to win every event he enters, and he's won this one twice. He'd love to win it 3 times, and he's heading that way.
Sur droite 140 000 fond et droite à fond 100 mètres.
Everything looks like you're up on all the splits against Mikko, which he keeps saying in this stage you seem to manage.
Yeah, I don't know what will be Mikko's time in this one. In the first one of the loop, he was again faster than me, and we lost about 3 seconds or 2. I don't know exactly, but now it's really close. We had 3 second difference at the start of this one. I've done a good stage, but it starts to be really tricky in some place with big ruts that throw you off the line, and I don't like so much that. So we will see. I've done a good stage, but it's possible to do better. But it's possible to do worse also. So we will see.
He is right, though.
Yeah, no, Sebastian Loeb very rarely doing worse than that. So there we are. The end of stage 12, which was the Killary stage. Isn't that right, Jules?
Yep, that's it.
Hervinen now 5 seconds down. Yeah, Matti Latvala 20 seconds off the lead. What can he do tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is the final day of the 2012 Neste Oil Rally Finland. The rally finishes with a legendary Onimpoja stage. We are going to see a battle right to the end here on Finland. Sebastian Loeb is the man they all have to chase down. Join us tomorrow for the final day of the 2012 Neste Oil Rally Finland.